Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. We are watching Money Guild versus Grey. We've turned up a little bit late. There's loads of GvGs, a couple were no-shows, a couple were just other attacks and things like that. So we've been trying to find a decent one. Looking at the gear, we're seeing like 7383 being used here. Some crazy gear. But let's get on to King Mojo. This looks like the A team now of Money Guild, potentially. Huge amounts of damage. Wow, Derek just got melted then using that Fiend's Cowl and Crossbow. As we've seen, Mojo trying to get some of that gear and running back. Now Ghoul getting pressured down the choke point. This is a really quick, fast-paced GvG currently. Looks like Grey were the defending team, and they've been holding off the attacks at the moment. This looks like Money Guild went straight in at the start, tried to get that fight, tried to take the fight, win the choke point push. Looks like Grey have obviously won that out, and now it looks like they're losing on points. Mojo actually using that Hellion Hood really well to actually loop back, turn around and run the other way. Probably secured his survival. Now Money Guild have to try and push up this choke point. So talking about team comps quickly, we've got Mojo, or King Mojo on the heavy mace, Ezok on his great curse staff, I believe now, Derek on the heavy crossbow, Pockle on the carrying cooler, and now Ghoul on the druidic staff with Eye of Secrets. On the Grey squad, we have the demonic staff on Tiny Head. Wow, Baby Legs just, its health just disappeared. Warhead running that heavy hammer or great hammer, the pike being used, or sorry, the glaive being used by Beamed, Baby Legs using that one-handed frost, and XYZ using the demonic, using the druidic, sorry. So pretty similar sort of team comps in terms of like healers are the same. We've got tanks on both sides. Derek actually getting up there trying to do some damage, takes a little bit of poke in return, but Mojo needs to be getting up there with them snare charges. We know we can land them, he just needs to be getting up there. Tiny Head has been stood right on top of Warhead at the moment. Talking about these two guilds while we're waiting, we've seen Grey obviously joined with Hate for a little while, and now doing their own sort of thing. I think they're still in with Black Mamba. Money Guild, pretty successful guild in themselves. Both of these guilds are very accomplished and won a fair bit. At the moment, looks like Grey's just going to let this run down though. I'm surprised Money Guild haven't either rotated around or gone for a push at all, but it looks like at the moment they're just going to delay, and I'm not really sure what the master plan is here, but we'll see what they've got. Derek at the moment is landing them exploding bolts, just hitting people as hard as he can. Let's get a look at the item power roughly on people currently. I imagine 1350, 1282, lower than I expected on Derek there. Mojo 1324, Pockle 1345. Yeah, running some quite nice gear. Looks like, oh, Pockle is going in, not wasting any time. Goes in, gets that heavy smash, and Morgana Raven onto Tiny Head, but Tiny Head's going to roll away. Derek in a lot of trouble. He's very overextended. Backs himself into a corner. That Frost Shield comes out, but it doesn't look like it's going to save him. The Poison does come out as well. Beamed in a lot of trouble still. Does manage to block and roll away. Tiny Head in a little bit of trouble. The Frost Armor does come out. He's just going to walk away from that one. The Geyser does come down. The Hellion from Mojo onto the choke point. Tiny Head in a lot of trouble, does go down. Mojo actually getting the killer blow there. Beamed is having to try and get away, burn all defensives currently. The Gigantify just wearing off there. Wonder if they can actually secure another kill. Mojo does manage to land the snare charge onto Warhead, gets knocked back. He's in a little bit of trouble, and Grey are going to continue to try and defend him. He is so low. Beamed in a lot of trouble. The Geyser comes down, and that's probably enough just to stop. But no, Derek is here. Derek is here, but Money Guild are still losing points. 82 points left on the on Money Guild right now to the 146 of Grey. Money Guild should be rotating back already. They probably shouldn't have even chased after they got the first kill. They should have just put the pressure on them, get the caps, and at least get that 10-point tick over in their advantage. But now giving Grey just a little bit more of a lead. We know Grey's going to go for that bottom cap, or we presume they're going to go for that bottom cap. Derek's going to try and hold this choke point, but at the moment he's the only person here. Ezok is still far away. Warhead goes for the interrupt, does miss. And again, we do see Grey go for that bottom cap. It's not particularly surprising. Warhead, had he have interrupted that, would have been quite nice, and they'd have probably pushed off that. But it looks like Money Guild are just going to let Grey walk up. Warhead comes in, gets the Geyser on 2 members. The Armor Pierce coming down onto Derek and Pockle. Derek in so much trouble. The Frost Bottom does come down, and he just gets annihilated. That was 1 stun, 100-0. He takes so much damage, and they're in a lot of trouble now. Pockle actually getting Fiend cowled and murdered through that Inferno Shield. Now Gold looks like he's maybe DC'd or something like that. He definitely isn't in a good spot right now. Mojo trying to do what he could to Hellion Hood and run around. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to, but yeah, Derek got absolutely deleted there in that stun. That was a great combination. Derek really doesn't have the defense at the moment to survive. He's got that Ice Block, got the Royal Shoes, got the Mage Robe, but realistically, he can't use any of them if he's already in the stun. So we'll see what goes on now. Obviously, it looks like Nungle potentially DC'd then. He looks like he's just got back. I'm not sure what happened there, but it happens. That tier 8 crossbow does look good though. Does look good. So Money Guild need to regroup now. They have managed to keep it, so they're only going to lose another 10 points here. Now Gull is back out fully geared. They need to make a push soonish. They have to lock down these points. We saw earlier the comeback between, I can't remember who it was, Zorn and someone else, or Zorn and Lads actually. We've seen the comebacks already. It's possible, but Money Guild need to be getting up here, and that's a 4-man armor pierce. That's not what you need, and Derek gets annihilated again. They really can't handle that burst with a nature healer. Now Gull in a lot of trouble. The frost armor does come down. The poison being used on him, maybe that's enough to allow them to do the damage. Mojo using the Hellion Hood just to try and stop this damage, but no, Nargol goes down as well, and Mojo is in a lot of trouble still. He does snare charge away. Can he potentially get out of this? I'll be very, very impressed if he does, but he looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Ezok going for the cap at the top. Well played by him. Pretty smart move. Pockle actually getting back, trying to put a little bit of counter pressure, but Derek is being blown up every single time. They know he can do the damage, and realistically, Crossbow has to get reasonably close to be hitting with 2 or 3 people with them exploding bolts. They're capitalizing on it every time, and without a cleanse, he's going to get annihilated every time. Again, we see the guys are hitting 3 people. Great play. Mojo just got healed so much there. And Derek, again, in so much trouble. Could he go down? He does still go down. That was so much damage. And Derek is in a lot of pain right now. Mojo trying to get away from this situation. Ezok already out of the way. And, yeah, this could just be over right now. All under the 10. They're just going to chill out, get their health back a minute. And yeah, so I think there has to be a cleanse for Derek to be able to survive that even a little bit. We're seeing the hammer, the tackle into the demonic, into the poison potion, frost bomb, freezing wind. It's just all comboed together on one person, and Derek just doesn't have the survivability to actually deal with that, unfortunately. Using their mage robes, obviously the least resistance you can possibly have in the game, and it's being seen. Looks like they're going to put their gear away in the chest, and that is probably the GvG done. We saw great damage coming out of Grey, good target focus, and realistically they just punished Derek enough that Money Guild knew that they weren't going to be able to deal with this. Anyway, it was a good game, and catch you later, guys. Goodbye.